Hi everyone, my name is Artem and I'm the CEO and founder of Signum.AI. And today I'm recording a new podcast of my just with my amazing guest, Irit Eizips. And Irit is a chief customer officer and CEO of CSM Practice and has extensive experience in customer success dimension. And before we start, Irit, could you tell us a little more about yourself and about your experience?
Yeah, I started in customer success, well, working with clients all my life, but or adult life, I should say. You know what? All my life, because something that people don't know about me is that when I grew up, we actually had a family business. So as far
Mm,
as I can remember, I would answer customer calls, kind of like a call center at home from our kitchen, either taking calls and booking deals or dealing with customer wanting to reschedule or needing us to come back and take care of things after the service was done. So you could, I guess, say I'm in customer success all my life. But literally in the industry of customer success and cracking the code on what customer success really means. What is the difference between customer success and customer service, customer success and call centers or customer experience? What is the difference? Why does it make a difference? How can you prove the ROI? That I feel like I've really been in the trenches of that in the last 10 years, since 2013, March 2013 to be exact.
wow, amazing experience. Thank you to share this information. And uh, what are the main trends in customer success you see for 2024, 2025?
Uh, you know, I've been asking folks that I'm connected with on LinkedIn, what's been most challenging for you in customer success these days? And some respond the same things that have always been top of mind. How do we get adoption? How do we do that and scale? But I think some of them are saying, now in 2024, more than any other year, where it's really hard for customers to expand either on adoption or do upsells because them themselves don't have the budget, and renewal conversations delay, prolong. There's more discount conversations. And they just say, we're just seeing that more than often, where the executive sponsor has left and changed jobs, which really makes it very difficult for a CSM. We know how important it is to have great, deeper relationships with customers. So if they leave, there's a lot of volatility in the job market. You're going to have a hard time as a CSM as well.
I see. Cool, interesting. And how has AI impacted customer success and what influence might it have in the future?
Mm. What will happen in the future? Well, first of all, we need to get
Yes,
out of this economic funk. I think that's first and foremost, because we can have all the conferences in the world around how we embrace scalability and technology, but you have to have the budget for technology to do that from the get-go. You have to have a budget for resources and maybe even specialized resources to implement these technologies. And when you're in a budget constraint season, all of these are going to be way harder to convince management to put a priority on. So in terms of the future, uh I think in the immediate arena, we're going to see a lot of debates and explorations on how do we do this in a more scalable manner, because when we do get the budget, we don't want to be here again. I think a lot of companies are in the situation that they're in because they were not preparing for this moment. And so there's a lot of conversations around what is the right design from a scalable standpoint, not just from technology, but also structure, org structure, engagement models. I see that pooled models are becoming way more predominant than ever before. And with that, there's a beginning of a trend emerging where you see smaller companies merge the customer success role with a support role. Essentially, they're taking their support reps and teaching them how to do customer success. And they're saying, no, your job is not done when you fix the issue. It's done when you also suggest the next thing or how to do things better and how to teach best practices. And I think that's kind of awesome.
Interesting. This is a cool opinion. And in your opinion, what should companies prioritize when working with customer success practice? I mean, what are the main thing right now?
For companies or executives, what should they be focused on? Look,
Hmm.
it really depends on what the main issue is. I think the first thing that the ELT or the executive leadership should ask, if I'm a founder or larger company, I want to do some sort of strategic assessment. Where are we doing well? Where can we improve? And where do we really need to double down on? Because we know, the areas that are in red in customer success, if you improve those, you get the most impact. We all like to double down on the areas that we're already doing great at because it's much easier. But calling out the areas in red takes a little bit of braveness, and then taking the steps to fix it would take budget and resources. And I think if the executive leadership team is smart, they would not shy away from looking at what's not working. They would actually double down, ask for the assessment from the leaders of the CS team, and then give them the power, the budget, the wind beneath their wings to actually make the change happen. Because we know for a fact that there's no more debate whether customer success is working or not. We know it works. We know that if we improve the experience and we get customers to outcomes, they stay for longer, they do repeat business with us, they double down on services, and they become sticky, and then they become advocates. And that's the kind of clients we want. So it's no longer the question, should we do customer success, or if we should be doubling down on customer success. Is just the question that needs to be asked is, what in customer success do we need to double down on? How do we get everybody in the company understand what customer success is and really collaborate with these folks so that it's a team sport?
I see. I see. Interesting. And in one of your recent posts, you said a great phrase that people buy from those they like, but they stay loyal to those they trust. And what do you think the most important in building trust with your customers in this crazy time?
Huh. Yeah, well, it's all about the conversations now, isn't it? I think you build trust by A, taking the time to listen and ask the right questions. Listen, you can't build trust if you're just reactive. If you submit a support ticket and I answer it, I'm just being reactive. That doesn't mean that I truly care about what are you up to. So people want to know that you know them. So you ask the right question and you listen. They want to know that you care, because after they share, you actually show empathy, and then they want to know that they trust you, because then you do something about it, or you're very honest and say, you know what, for this one, I'm going to sit it out. And I think you should be doing it, maybe something with some other partner, or this is what I would do next before I work with with us on doing this next step. But um, where a lot of times I see organizations is that they don't really have a mature customer success program. They have killer support. They might even have TAMs that are very, very good at managing escalations. And so they give a great service, but that doesn't mean we're really a trusted advisor for the client. Now, listen, there's various degrees of being a trusted advisor. There's one that has the disco call, I got the skill set, can really dig in and find out what the customer wants. But if we were to support that type of CSM that's a little bit more consultative, has those types of skills, as executives, we need to create uh I used to say value cycle, but it's really value infinity loop, where there's pre-scheduled meetings to talk about value, identify priorities, identify the gap, and are we ready, and then have a clear path to success, man. Don't just tailor stuff up for each client, but say, listen, Mr. Customer, we have these five predominant use cases or more, whatever, right? Like whatever the case might be, but we have X number of use cases that we know are very successful with our best in class customers. Here's how you need to get there. Watch this, do this, hire that, optimize this, track these KPIs, be a little bit more specific. I think that's how you elevate the trusted advisor game. But unfortunately, not everybody has that.
Wow, super insightful. Thank you so much. And I have one last question. What is your advice for our audience in this crazy time? Maybe one advice that you want to provide.
Look, these are tough times. Nobody can say that. I mean, there might be some companies that are doing really, really well right now, obviously. But I think even if your company is doing really well, your partner might not. Like your home partner might not. Your somebody from your family's not. So everybody's going through something. Okay, everybody's super stressed out. And so I think in this day and age, until the economy gets better and there's a little bit more stability in the world in general, as you know, surround yourself with a good support system. Get into a community, into a network, find your people, and you can't really go through this on your own. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, you feel like, wow, there's so much going on, and I have to move to another company now because I don't feel the support. Listen, your CEOs, the ELTs, also feeling the grunt of this. They themselves are a little bit stressed out. And when people are stressed out, they're not going to have necessarily the ability to be as nurturing and calm as they are when everything is hunky-dory. So if you feel like that, you may not find it in your boss. You might need to venture out so that you could ride this wave. And that would be my main recommendation. Find your people.
Got it. Thank you so much. It's really helpful. Thank you so much. And guys, I will put the information about Irit under this video and all the contact information. And if you want to ask specific questions or just to get some, I don't know, any type of services, you can just contact with Irit and ask it. And yeah, we're open to it. Thank you so much, Irit. Really nice to meet you. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Artem.